Anonymous tip. Middle of the night, middle of nowhere. An old asylum no one's touched in years. I've got a bad feeling about this place, but I'm already too close to turn back.
Cardrottini. Brr patapim. Oi oi oi. Poverito bondito. Frigo camelo, buffo fardello, glorbo. Frutto dritto. Trippi troppi. Troppa trippa. Ballerina cappuccina.
really tried, you know. I tried to save them all.
I know, and I thank you for that.
Your skills have not gone unnoticed.
What's up with her? It's against everything we're fighting for.
What's happening to me?
There's a shard somewhere in this town.
Let's finish this. You will die, Shard.
It's time for the cause to end.
There it is. Another shard. This kind of power. It's dangerous. We have to.
The world was once a thriving and advanced civilization, with people living in harmony and technological advancements reaching new heights every day. But all of that was soon to change. As tensions between nations rose, a series of nuclear wars broke out, engulfing the planet in a fiery inferno. The skies were filled with ash and debris, and the land was left scorched and barren. In the aftermath of the destruction, only a few scattered survivors remained. They were forced to flee to the wastelands, where they struggled to survive in a harsh and unforgiving environment. The oldest and wisest among them, who came to be known as the Council of Elders, they established a system of laws and order to prevent the descent into chaos and anarchy. As the communities grew and prospered, the Council of Elders realized that they needed help to manage the growing population. They decided to appoint a group of leaders known as captains. The captains were chosen for their strength, courage, and wisdom, and they quickly proved themselves to be valuable assets to the rebuilding effort.
Time to burn some rubber!
Pedal to the metal! This'll be a blast! Show up!
Hello and welcome to Rise of Industry 2, the Industry Tycoon sequel releasing later this year. I'm Jack, and today I'll be showing you the ins and outs of becoming a money-spinning business magnate. There have been a handful of changes from the original game, as well as some returning features, so let's jump straight in. In Rise of Industry 2 you play a small-time wannabe, starting out with nothing but a company name and of course a personal assistant. You also have the insight of business guru Frank Wilson to help show you the ropes with a series of short, but informative, VHS self-help tapes.
Hi, I'm Frank Wilson, and I want to turn you into a captain of industry.
His masterful advice and series of contacts will help you make a name for yourself across the USA throughout the 1980s. Starting small, but quickly working your way to the top, he'll be there every step of the way.
And for God's sakes, would you please do something about that hair? You're making us look bad.
New to the series and the main way to play, Campaign Mode sees you through 15 handcrafted scenarios. Telling a story from start to finish, you'll be whisked around the country, from making cars in Michigan to drilling oil in Texas. Each location contains a bunch of investors hungry for money. You have a set of goals you'll need to reach within each scenario. Do well enough in each location and you get to reinvest your hard-earned capital into your next business venture. If you're not a fan of story or restrictions, returning from Rise of Industry 1 is Sandbox Mode, allowing you to customize your playthrough difficulty, creating endless challenges. If you want to get rich quick, then you're going to have to get your hands dirty. In Rise of Industry 2, you can build your business your way. If you know the right people, you can buy resources from other companies and get your production line a quick shot in the arm. However, you'll be limited to how much your contacts are willing to sell to you. If you want to be more self-sustained, you're going to need to build a complex for whatever resource you want to make. As long as you own the land, you can build anywhere, and complexes are your ticket to the top. These industrial lots will allow you to build anything, if you have the know-how to match. There's plenty of resources just waiting to be gathered from mines, wells, and farms, etc. This is how real business veterans make their money. Each complex needs something new to Rise of Industry 2. Utilities. You'll need to hook up your complexes with pipes and pylons to ensure they have power, water, or gas that they need to run. Again, there are different ways an entrepreneur can go about it. Buy in the required utilities from a nearby city, or, as with resources, produce your own. Just make sure you're generating enough to keep your complexes fired up and creating you money. Believe it or not, to make money you'll have to sell your product. That's precisely why you can hire a VP of sales. At your instruction, they will start making friends with some of the biggest names in the biz. Contracts can be started at any time with companies you know. One trip from your VP to negotiate terms and the deal is yours, once you've signed on the dotted line. Now all you have to do is keep them happy by fulfilling your orders. Different businesses will want different quantities over different timescales depending on the product, so you have to run a tight ship. Make sure you have enough loading bays to export your goods and set up efficient deliveries to your headquarters. With this production line alive and well, you'll see a happy customer and a check in your name. Don't worry if you miss a delivery here or there though. Keep a contract going long enough or take your customers to lunch or to the golf range every so often, and you'll have plenty of influence to turn a breach of contract into a slap on the wrist. Being a CEO is all about trust. Hire a crack squad of America's best and brightest to expand your company's capabilities. Each vice president has tasks they can work on while your business grows. They can sign contracts with customers, improve public relations, and much, much more. Each human is unique, with special traits that give them strengths and weaknesses. Keep someone around long enough and they may even gain more from leveling up. However, realize that VP's traits are holding you back, then it's time to have a one-to-one and show them the door. Ready to step up your production to the next level? Generate tech points using your VP of Research and buy land using your VP of Operations. Land is also great for dumping your byproduct, but where's the profit in that? Instead, you can use the production menu to research new technologies, allowing us to expand into our new land with new buildings, creating new products, and making, you guessed it, even more money. Thank you for watching. Rise of Industry 2 is coming to PC, PS5, Xbox Series X, and S. Wishlist now.
Sentry support. Mega shoot is on cooldown.
Here's the thing about old cats that you kiddos don't seem to get. They're still kicking. That means a whole mess of folks tried to get them down, but they all So how's it gonna be, kitten?
Start moving the army. The battle is on!
What? Oh shit!
Okay, so all we need to do is destroy these energy beams before Austin can kill us.
Dude, what are you doing?
It's emotional support. I'll play some traps.
Alright.
Sure. Whoa! Earthquake! Nice, nice one.
What was that song again?
That's from Arcane.
Other way, go back, go back! There!
Get him! He's there!
Hello!
Whoa!
Do not look back. Do not look.
Run faster.
Wiggle.
Oh, he's here! Go back! Go! Other way! Oh my god! Go back! Shit!
Hey, over here!
Welcome to a world where choices matter and your fate is determined by the roll of the dice. Get ready for the most epic text-based RPG of the decade, Questboard. With over 200 quests to complete, you'll help the townspeople, rescue the innocent, and face creatures beyond your wildest nightmares. Not only do you choose your adventure, but you roll the dice to determine your fate. Will you survive or fall prey to the giant spiders, gargoyles, and vampires lurking in the dark? Take on quests from the town's legendary Questboard and work with the townsfolk to restore peace. In Questboard, every decision matters. Your choices determine the outcome as you journey through a world full of danger and mystery. And for those who seek even more adventure, test your skills with minigames to prove you're the ultimate hero. Every choice matters. Every roll is crucial. Questboard by Binary Cabin. Available now on Steam. Are you brave enough to roll the dice?
We are flying now.
それは忘れられないひと夏の思い出。夏目友人帳初のアドベンチャーゲームが発売。美しい背景美術はアニメでもおなじみ石垣プロダクションが担当。夏目として過ごす楽しい夏休み、同級生と遊んだり、みんなの悩み事を聞いたり、そして街を探索する中で思い返す懐かしい記憶も。この夏を心に記そう。任天堂スイッチ Steam 用ソフト夏目友人帳葉月の印、予約受付中。にゃんこ先生の豪華特典がついてくる限定版も登場。
Welcome to the most chaotic rock in the galaxy, where everything glows for no reason, and the enemies have serious anger issues. This is Shooting Neon. Level up, gear up, and face wave after wave of angry little capsules. Small ones, big ones, and fast ones. Play solo or bring your friends. Find the leaderboards. Unlock ridiculous achievements. And most importantly, don't die. Shooting Neon. It's wealth, it's weird, it's weirdly wealth. Coming soon. Probably to a screen near you, or not.
Their charge, to seek the lost gods of Azuma.
We must go.
Perform each god's dance at their season's Kagura shrine in the sky. Open the barrier, and set forth into the world beyond.
So, have you remembered anything?
Aside from my name, nothing at all.
Okay, partner. Sounds like a job for the new head honcho.
Healing all of Azuma will be a lengthy endeavor.
It's been so long since the six of us last came together.
For the prize is your soul.
The celestial collapse is behind us. At this rate, Azuma will soon become inhospitable to humans and beasts alike. Was that Blight?
Damn you, White Dragon! And your abominable rider, too!
Why on earth is she opposing us? I need to confirm something there with my own eyes. If you know anything about this, please tell me.
I caused the celestial collapse.
Now, be gone! That's my line!
Come, let your spirit soar!
Freeze!
I don't recognize you. Why are you doing this?
Take up your weapon, Earthmate.
Gods and nature alike must submit to man.
Clarice?
You're that woolly from before. That was all inevitable. The deed is done.
The epicenter of the celestial collapse. No one dares approach the site of such a terrible calamity.
I'd finally reunited with my dearest friend. I never thought I would. Kaguya! We're going to win and go back home to everyone, safe and sound. Once, twice, however many more times it takes. I won't give up. I have to stop her. No!
Welcome to the grand finale. The stage is set. The game is entering its final act.
What are we missing?
They were building some kind of communication device.
I saw... I'm not sure what I saw.
After him!
Ali, behind you! We need answers.
We've come too far to quit now. This other side might be real after all.
In a world where the dead turn into zombies, you decided to run a graveyard. You dig, burn, plant, build, care in the morning. But when the night falls, things will change. Each night will be harder than the last. Earn more money, upgrade your workstations, unlock new items, strengthen your defenses, and see how long you can survive.
Yay!
You picked the right route.
Greetings, recruit. We've got a serious situation that requires some top-tier hackers, and you come highly recommended by some of our mutual friends here in the Rebellion. You and a small group of the best hackers we can round up are here to break into Z-Corp's archive database. We believe they're storing some critical data, something that could change the game for us in Eden. We need that information, and we need it now. Z-Corp's security is tight, and their system is unlike anything you've worked with before. To help you out, we've developed a brand new hacking framework for you and your team. It may be a little different from what you're used to, but I'm sure it'll be no problem for someone of your talents. We'll plug you into Z-Corp's system and let you do what you do best. Let's get this done.
Join Aspen on his exciting adventure to save his brother from the clutches of the Dark Wizard. As he makes new friends, battles countless enemies, overcomes insurmountable challenges, and uncovers secrets across over 100 levels in the mystical lands of Cedron. For Aerolite. Wishlist now on Steam.
Prendi il guanto, vieni qua, c'è una squadra che ti aspetta già.
Ready? Let's go! Good. Good.